am here and I am live, baby. Let's go. We're talking Perfect Dark. We're talking something that came out of the gaming business from Christopher Drinch. We're talking about the PS5 lower storage for lower price. Let's go live. Let's do this.
Wake up, it's a brand new day. Crazy Lou's here, got something to say. Good morning, gamers, rise and shine. It's time to play, let's have a good time. Morning, gaming community. With Crazy Lou, it's a world of unity. Upbeat and lively, we're feeling so free. In the world of games, we're just meant to be. Grab us, come in, I need a scene. Crazy Lou is ready, it's a gaming scene. Fernie's trading through the word skin. All recent and go, breaks and pay top mean. Good morning, come and moving. It's a world of unity. Upbeat and lively, we're feeling so free. Wake up, it's a brand new day. Crazy Lou's here, got something to say. Good morning, gamers, rise and shine. It's time to play, let's have a good time. Morning.
Initiating launch sequence.
Let's begin. Hold up, chat. One little second. One last thing, and I'm almost out with the cell phone. One last thing. Done. All right. Good morning, everybody. Also, afternoon and evening, the crazy one. Wish you all a beautiful and an awesome Wednesday, chat. I know I'm on super late today, but you know what? I had to do an errand this morning, but with traffic, man, I was supposed to be here around 9:30. Took me almost like an hour to get here from traffic. Shit, that's how it is. Crazy traffic out here. But either way, chat, how are you guys doing today? A lot of crazy things are happening out there, which we will talk about. We got some discussions about Perfect Dark, because I got to say a couple things about that. Some crazy things I'm going to say on here. Either way, though, so much to talk about. We got a PS5, I don't know if it's a good price, but okay. But yeah. Man, since the time of the show, you was still a couple minutes late. No, it was 11:25. I didn't change it. I put it for 11:25. I set it for 11:25 because, I went out there, did my coffee, came back in here, do the show because hell. Busy morning today. Busy morning, West Davis. Busy morning. Yes, sir. All right, my soul series. What's up? Good morning, Jay Reese. Good morning, Roshan Epanger. Good morning, man. How you doing, man? How you guys doing? How's your Tommy Louie? Hope you're feeling better. Yes, I went to the pharmacy, got some pills, got some stuff, and it's getting better, but it's little by little, it's getting better. I think it was, like I said, it was a salmon or something ate over the weekend that just hit me hard. You should let the intro music play a little bit longer. Okay, if you want, I can just put it on again, and that's it. Adidas 20 has been a member for 20 months. Wow, man, economy class. Thank you for that, Adidas, man. That is awesome. That is fantastic. Awesome to see. Sickle Shells, what's up, man? How you doing? Man, it's been a while. Yeah, I'm here. I'm good. I'm ready to cook. Matrix MD, good morning to you, sir. What's up, man? Wow. Today, Chaz is spicing up today because yesterday, it was like a slow build-up. And now all of a sudden we had, all these people around here. Yep. All right. So, chat, let's get into it. Because like I said, we got a couple things we got to talk about. And I'm like, okay. I mean, let's start off. Should I chat? Let's see. You guys vote. Should I start off with slander? Should I start off with, let's start off with the PlayStation news, right? Let's start off with the sweet PlayStation news, right? Then I was like, huh? Okay, cool. But let me reset this. Okay, now I can see it. Okay. So let me grab this right here. Let me take the chat out. Let me go to Twitch, open up Twitch so I can have Twitch open just in case someone swings by to say hi. But usually from Twitch, I get the guys who are saying, "Oh, you are awesome. Here, add me on Discord." And then when you add them on Discord, they start saying, "How's your stream going? I would like to work on your stream. Here, I charge $100." Yeah, I hate when they do that. So chat, okay, so here we go. Set up. Okay, here we go. Setting this thing up the right way so that way I get to work things the way I have to. Okay, we're good now. Everything's set up perfectly nice. So let me grab the first news right here and start talking about it. We're talking about the PS5 is working on a cheaper model with lesser storage. I mean, I saw this and I was like, huh? But what's the price difference though? I mean, I was like thinking like, okay, if you guys are gonna do that, that's pretty sweet. But how much are you gonna drop the price on the digital? Right? I mean, I was hoping that you guys dropped the price like, to 350, 400, you know. Ew, bot, yes, Matrix, we do get a lot of bots. I don't know why we have not gotten to porn bots here in a while, but yes, I blocked a lot of them back in the day. And when you have porn bots, that means you made it. Yep, you made it big in YouTube. But hey, let's start talking about this. Yes, sir. So, on the news, we have revised PS5 model being launched with a critical change report. A reliable leaker has claimed, oh Lord, a leaker, as Sony is launching revised Slim Digital Edition with the change that might not be well received. The cheaper PS5 variant will now come with a smaller SSD with a storage capacity of just 825 gigabytes as opposed to 1 terabyte. According to the trusty D Labs user Bill Coon, who the blue hell is that? This move comes in response to rising costs that have led to pricier consoles. In order to avoid further price increases, Sony has seemingly decided that it'll sell its PS5 digital with a smaller SSD, while the standard PS5 will retain the 1 terabyte storage. A baffling move considering digital consoles fill up pretty fast with hefty downloads. Exactly. I mean, hell, I got a 2 terabyte storage, and I gotta tell you something, chat. It's always full. I only have like 10 games, just with Call of Duty, Halo, and some of them it's full already. Uh, so that said, Sony does well standalone disk drives, just players run out of space. Bill Kung claims a revised PS5 digital model CFI 2100 will begin to rolling out in Europe starting September 13. Just yesterday, we reported that Capcom has lamented PS5 price increase and partially blamed the console's high entry barrier for Monster Hunter Wilds less than stellar sales. What in the blue hell does that have to do? What? Chat, do me a favor. Chat, do me a favor. Big favor from you. Tell me when did Monster Hunter Wilds release, please? Do me that favor, real quick. While it's less than stellar, okay, with PS5 being the console of choice for the vast majority of console gamers, Capcom reckons that Sony revised pricing is starting to impact the commercial performance of video games. Huh? Okay, when did this game come out? Let me look for this. When did this game come out? Seriously, I don't know what that had to do with your sales, though, bro. Because, I mean, bro, if this game released, hold on, chat, let's go look for it. I think it was this year, right? Monster Hunter Wilds release date. Hold on, chat. It was this year. And there was like 70 million consoles already out there. 70, 68. I don't know what the hell the exact number was. And the people who are going to buy the game will buy the game if they like it. Now, if they didn't buy it, then you better check yourself out. It was this year, Matrix. It was this year in February. And he's out here complaining that, oh, Lord. I mean, seriously, I don't know why is he complaining about. There's just no complaint. If your game didn't sell, I mean, hell, why didn't it sell? Because people right now are in a bad economic situation, right? And if people are playing the last Monster Hunter, they feel like it's the same one as the original one. I mean, you better check yourself on what the hell is going on. I mean, what is it you expect? or do something for a change. I mean, one thing you can do, bro. You know what you can do. You know what you can do. Let me tell you what you can do. Here. Hold on, hold on. Let me. Yeah, I'm gonna throw a little bit of sign. You know what you can do? You can drop the game to 50 and sell it at 50 or sell it at 40, and you'll see that people might go ahead and buy it. Or you can put it on sale for a while, see how many people are going to buy it. Because that's what people do nowadays. Because right now, everything is expensive. Instead of blaming the PS5 for upping the price, because kind of funny, they did it, what was it, recently? Like, what was it, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago? You're blaming the PS5 for that? Oh, Lord. That has nothing to do with that. Right now, everybody's in a tight situation with money. We are tight. We're having a problem. Jesus, right. Hey, what? 500 gigabyte PS5? I mean, that's what they're saying. Since it's a leaker, I thought it was 100% confirmed that it was actually going to come out. They're going to roll out with the, what is it, 500, 196 gigabyte, whatever. But the thing is, though, it's a smaller storage. Now, the price, we're going to have to wait to see. Because if the price is going to be like 500 or 450 or something like that, it won't be that much. I mean, if they're going to drop it down to 350, I would be like, you see, that's actually, a good thing to go out there and buy. But if it's actually close to the digital 1 terabyte, I'm like, nah, that's not even worth it. I mean, how? Because then you got to get the extra storage. And at the end of the day, you get the extra storage, it's going to cost pretty much the same as the 1 terabyte. So, yeah. But let's see. King, Perfect Dark was too expensive. King, I'm going to get to that, King. I'm going to get to that. And man, today, I told you guys this before 100 times. Many, 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 many times. When I got to call things down the middle, I will call things down the middle. When I got to go slander a company, I will go slander a company. Doesn't matter which one it is. But today, there's going to be slander on Xbox. Yes, sir. So get ready for that. I'm warning you as of right now. I'm going to slander it. Yep, I will. Of course. Because of this big-ass mistake. But hey, we'll get to it later. So, because I know a lot of people out there are going to defend this. But, bro, wait till I get to it. We're going to have some fun today. All right, so let's grab the next news, guys, because, hell, I want to talk about this, right? I want to talk about this. I already said my piece with the guy from with the guy from over there, what's it called? From Capcom, saying that, oh, we didn't sell so well. Bro, there was 70 million consoles. I mean, console sales have nothing to do if your game will sell or not. Bro, come on. Seriously. You're complaining to the wrong thing right there. But hey, that's how it is. So, let's take a look at this fella right here. Christopher Dringe. Yes. Let's take a look at this. I'm not going to read this article because hell, I don't feel like reading it. Why am I going to read this about what this man had to say or anything? Which, okay, I read the article. It was pretty cool. But at the end of the day, though, everybody only focus on the key point of this. And so we're going to go in and talk about this, right? We're going to go in and talk about this. We're going to go in and slander this because that's what we got to do, right? Slander it. And I'm going to go in with some slander. So this man somewhere, let me see if I can find it, said that the people on Game Pass go on the game for 5 minutes, try it out. If they don't like it, they'll go play something else. Yeah, y'all know what happened with social media with that, right? Y'all know what happened with social media and that, right? They went out there, grabbed this, and started to say, whoa, you see, I knew that people only play games on Game Pass for 5 minutes and that's it. Let me see if I can find that news. Hold on, chat. Let me see if I can find it. That's what they said, right? And this was the dev that said this, right? This basically came out from the Indiana Jones dev saying that. But here's the thing, though, which in this case, I have to say it this way. Chat, how many games go into Game Pass all the time? Seriously, how many games go into Game Pass? And there are some games that you're going to install. There are some games that you're going to install. You're going to try it out. And if you don't like it, what do? You uninstall. There are some games that, this is why I love Cloud for this, because Cloud makes it a little bit more interesting. Instead of you installing it, all you got to do is log in through the cloud, try it out. If it works, wonderful. If it doesn't, okay, cool. Out the way. Pretty cool stuff, right? That's what you do. That's what you do when you're on Game Pass. That's one of the beauties of Game Pass. Now, if you like the game, of course, you will install it, you will play it, you will enjoy it, you will have fun. That's what you got to do if you like the game. Now, if you don't like it, you will put it to a side. Cool. But in the end, though, what happened was is they grabbed this and they started to say that all these people who are on Game Pass, they try a game out only for 5 minutes and put it away. Ah. So, Chad, I got a question for you. You got, okay, it's simple. Because I love how they go out there, try to troll this and make this as a negative. Because at the end of the day, trust me, on PlayStation, I know they do the same thing. How do I know? Because not all of them are going to play the games that are on Plus. Some of them they will like it, some of them they will. Some of them will install it, try it out, put it away. We do this. We do this. That's why before, you put the game, bro. It's hilarious how they grab this and use this as a weapon. It's hilarious how out there when I was just on Twitter, just reading, looking for the news and everything, they grabbed the situation, used this as a weapon. I was just laughing my ass off. And I was like, seriously, okay, chap, all you people in here, right, that have an Xbox on an Xbox and love the Xbox, right? Did y'all buy an Xbox to pay, let's say, the 3-year thing with Game Pass, which costs like 180, let's say $200 with the $20 into it, right? $200. Or to pay $20 monthly, or to pay $10 monthly to install games, try it out for 5 minutes, and go try the next one? Really? I mean, let's do the math. Let's be funny about this, right? Let's be hilarious about this, right? Because of course, I love when love to grab stuff and just use it for slander. So there is 500 games in Game Pass times 5. That makes 2,500 minutes divided by 60. That's only 41 hours of games. Divided by 24, that's only a day point 1 day and 1.7, almost 2 days of gaming right there if you want to play 5 minutes just of games. Seriously. I mean, you bought a console that if I play games for 5 minutes each, right? If I just install it, play it, okay, goodbye. Install it, play it, okay, goodbye. Install it, play it, okay, goodbye. For 5 minutes, I will be done playing games in a month. And the next month, the ones they add, I'll be done with that in like 2 days if I played them for 5 minutes. But seriously, I just love that they try to grab that stuff, use that for slander. And not only that, of course, it had to come from no other Christopher Drinch. Like I said, like the other day, we're still looking at you, bro. We're still looking at you because you try to say, well, the third party thing is the way to go. And now you're coming up with this stuff, right? Yep, you got to bring that up, right? Because the dev said it, and I bet you the dev kind of said it in like a joking manner. But of course, you try to add that little bit of slander just to get the clicks. Yeah, you wanted those clicks, huh? Okay. But the funny thing is, I bet you in PlayStation they do it too. I bet you 1 penny they do. I seriously do, because not all the games that come on PlayStation Plus are going to be games we're going to enjoy. No joke. But that's how it is, Chad. I mean, they had to go out there, bring up this article, right? Talk about Indiana Jones, which, okay, is cool and all this stuff. And the dev, said, well, since people like to play 5 minutes of Game Pass and then try the other game. But at the end of the day, though, there's nothing wrong with that. If we don't like the game, what are we going to do? We're going to move up. 5 minutes trying the game, maybe I will like it. Yeah, in 5 minutes, yeah. It takes you 5 minutes to load up the title. No joke. Loading, going. I'm not kidding you. You can install. Look, it takes you a while to install it, right? It takes you a while to install it. Okay, once it's installed, okay, let me go in. 5 minutes is just the tutorial of the damn game. How can you not like a game after the tutorial? You got to put at least 30 minutes, 45 minutes into it in order to say, okay, I'm liking the game. Okay, I'm getting around it. Oh, Lord. But seriously, everyone out there picked this up, this saying right here, and they used it as a weapon. And I got to say, and I'll be honest with you, y'all looking stupid with that idea. Seriously. I mean, nobody in this world, nobody, not Xbox, not PlayStation, not a PC guy, is going to spend money to buy a console just to play a game for 5 minutes. Not only buy the console, pay for the service, to play a game for 5 minutes. You can say they can go in and try out the game for 5 minutes, but trying a game in 5 minutes these days is not like that. It's just not. Usually, the learning curve of a game for you to understand if you're gonna like it is usually between 30 minutes to an hour. So that's basically impossible. And not only that, if it has a freaking intro, like the PlayStation intros, right? When you start a game on PlayStation, it's like a movie. It says Sony Entertainment presents, and then the game starts, and then you see the epilogue of the girl climbing up the tree, and then you see the guy down there saying, "Jump! I'll catch you!" And while she jumps, the enemy comes by, hits the guy off, and you see the cool fight in between them while the girl is falling on there. She's like, ah! In slow motion, she dies, right? Then the other guy was supposed to catch her. She picks him up and goes, "Oh, no, my love of my life." And the other guy's like, laughing and running away. That's already a 5 minute thing. Oh my God. Seriously. That's got to be like the funniest thing I have ever read. Or how they used it as a weapon. No joke. I'm not kidding you. That's how it is. These guys grabbed this information, of course, twisted it around in their own ways. And seriously, I'll say it again. I'm going to spend well, let's say $600 now because it's fucking expensive, right? $600, buy a console, pay for a service, $20, just to play games for 5 minutes. Get the fuck out of here, man. Seriously. This is all crazy. Man, what the hell is happening in the chat today, man? Chat's being hilarious today. What's going on? Let's see what they're saying. Yep. Let's see what they're saying. What's up? Hey, Snooky Jackson, good morning. BB Money says GTA 6 going past 2 million sales in 2 months. BB Money, I say 1 day. I'm sorry, bro. You got your numbers wrong. 1 day. 1 day. 1 day. 1 day. 1 day. It'll only take 1 day for them to do that. 1 day. To do 2 million GTA, we'll do it. Perfect Dark was too expensive, says King. Well, King, look, I'm going to head to that subject. I think after this, because we got to talk Helldivers, which is the good news about our Xbox, because, we got to slander that too. And then after that, I'm going into Perfect Dark because, hell, I got a lot of things to say about Perfect Dark. Seriously, I do. I have tons to say about the Perfect Dark situation because I was like, what? Because I was trying to understand that situation about what happened. And let me tell you something. Is this Xbox's biggest mistake? Yes. Why is it the biggest mistake? I'll tell you why. Because there's something that they did so wrong that it kind of actually repeated, but in a different way. Because this kind of happened with Scalebound back in the day, but this time it's different. Let's see if I can find that piece. If I can find that piece where they said it, we'll get into it. Let me see. I'll just look for it out here. It's much more simple. It's simpler to find out here on Twitter. Because on Twitter, they say a lot of stuff. And it's only for their convenience. Yeah, that's what they do, chat. They say a lot of stuff only for their convenience. Mm-hmm. Only for their convenience is to be crazy and hilarious. Yep. Trying to get those clicks. Here we go. I just found it. So let me show you guys where it says it. Here we go. This is where everything came into conclusion from that thing. So it says right here, it's on Game Pass. There's going to be a lot of people trying this genre for the first time. It was very, very important to make the onboarding stronger, better than as other titles, a big focus. As for Game Pass, we know the behavior of players. They jump in for 5 minutes and they drop out. You can take a certain amount of decision based on that. But at the same time, you don't want to make many concessions. It needs to be a great game for the player who plays all the way through. That's the most important part of us. Being the story-centric studio as we are, it's a hard balance. You always know what you should worry about that more, but at the same time, you care about the grand scheme of things. So they jump in for 5 minutes, drop out. I mean, I'm just saying though, like how in the hell can you play a game in 5 minutes if it's not Vampire Survivors? And even, chat, let's do this. Timing. Hold on, chat. Time me real quick. Time me. Hold on real quick. Time me, chat. Time me. All right. time me real quick. Let's have some fun. Let's do this. Okay, it's 11:50, right? It's 11:50. So, where is Vampire Survivors? I'm gonna use that for an example because that's like an indie simple game, right? Let's do this real quick. Let's have some fun. Let's have some major fun. Where are you, Vampire Survivors? Where the hell are you? Did you go off my mobile phone? God damn. So let's see. Vampire Survivors. Okay, I like I'm playing this game new, right? Okay, there's Vampire Survivors. Okay, let me look for that. I gotta look for things. Vampire. Here it is. Vampire Survivors. Launching it, right? Here we go. It's 11:50, chat. I'm already launching the game. It's launching. All right, let's go. Let's see what the government. Okay, 11:51. Game is launching. It's loading. Press start to start. Here we go. Press start. Okay, start. So let me pick my character. I'm picking Antonio because he's got the cool whip. Cool whip. Yeah, all right. Sorry about that. So I picked Antonio. Start. Okay, I'm picking up the level. We're ready in a minute. All right, chat. All right, let's go. A space between Marine. Okay, let's see stage 1. Yeah, let's just do stage 1. Here you go. Start. Start of the game, chat. Right? Let's pick up some cool stuff. All right, so there we go. Running around, whipping everything. Whip. Oh, I'm already dying. Damn. Okay, now first power up. Let's use the Santa water. Yeah, Santa water. All right, that's cool. Come on, use the Santa water, the ultimate power. All right, I'm running around, chat. I'm trying to understand this game. Oh, wait, what is this? Okay, you get to level up the whip. Let me level up the whip. Level 2. I'm starting to get around with the game, right, chat? I'm starting to get around with the game. Running around this thing. Oh! I don't know what the hell is. I got the Amadi, but okay. Let's use a reroll. Rune Tracer. Let's use the Rune Tracer. What does this do? Okay, now let's pick up again the Santa Monica Water. Okay, Rune Tracer level 2. Oh, the Rune Tracer runs around the screen and does all this cool stuff. Oh, man. I'm already 2 minutes in. All right, Santa Monica Water, leveling it up. Yep, I'm keeping leveling, guys. I'm keeping leveling. Well, I don't like this game. I'm done. Let me get it over with. Let me skip to the other one. See what I mean? How the hell is that possible? I'm seriously playing Vampire Survivors here, and I'm already 3 minutes in. Right? I'm already 3 minutes in, and I still don't get the game because, I'm picking up stuff. I don't know what the hell is happening. Which, of course, I already know, but, But it's pretty funny that they said they go 5 minutes in and play this game. And then they'll go out. And this one is just running around, but I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I see Santa Water leveling up. Okay, there you go. I'm still leveling up the Santa Water Monica, level 3 now. Picking up some diamonds. Okay, let's grab the Rune Tracer again, level 3. Man, how do I make these things more powerful? Kind of interesting, huh? Seriously, kind of interesting. How do I make this more powerful? Oh, here we go. Again, level 3 again with the whip. Yeah, I'm leveling up the whip. Yes. I'm already level 10. And I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm about to die. How do I pick up something? No, I'm about to die. Level 4 with the whip. Get something, Lou, for the health. Oh, coin. Okay, picked up a coin. What the hell is a cherry bomb? Throw bouncy. Okay, I'm going to use the cherry bomb then. Yeah, all right. Using the cherry bomb. There you go. And I just died. See what I mean, chat? I just died. So it took me literally almost 5 minutes to learn how to play this game. And still don't know what the hell I'm doing. So after I play this for 5 minutes, what am I going to do? Quit? Look, in the game, it's a minute 22. No joke. It's a minute 22. Look, I'll even show you. Minute 25 right there. I'm in the game. And yeah, I'm just going to say, okay, I played it for 5 minutes. I'm done. Yeah, that's it. I don't even know what that... In 5 minutes, right? All I did was run around, collect gems, pick up upgrades, right? For the weapons and for the weapons and the extras and all that stuff. But still, I have not learned the whole game, how to play. I still didn't. And that's a simple run around. Just the character does his own hitting. I mean, bro, that was just a joke. But in the end of the day, like I said, they picked up on that joke. And they went out there and used it as a weapon. and that looks ridiculous. And I just proved to you guys why does that look ridiculous? Because hell, I started Vampire Survivors, and in 5 minutes, I did not know how to, like, seriously, the learning curve of the game. It was not done in 5 minutes. How do you learn? By playing, trying to understand it, run your way around it. Okay, get the collectibles, because it's not only the holy water. There's also stuff that blows up on the screen and do all that stuff. People flip through Netflix shows too. Why is nobody talking about that? Of course, because they wanted to throw in the standard for Game Pass. And I bet you the devs said it in like in a joking manner, like how people jump into Game Pass to try the game for 5 minutes and move on to the next one. You cannot try a game these days. It's nearly impossible to try a game these days in 5 minutes. The learning curve of a game is usually from 30 to an hour. Usually 30 to an hour. On PlayStation, it's almost an hour because 25 minutes of the PlayStation game is usually cinematics. And then you get the tutorial, and then you gotta face the enemies. And sometimes, later on down the road, you get to learn how to do some cool stuff. Some Xbox games tend to do that too. You get a cinematic, then you go in, and you go do this, and you go do that. You find out how to do more stuff, and still, even though you unlock the weapons, unlock all this stuff, right? There's still more to learn about the game. Oh Lord, it wasn't like back in the day where you just hit start, started to jump around and just whip things and that's it. No. These days, it's more complex. So in 5 minutes, guys, it's impossible. I'm sorry. It's impossible. They might start off the game, not like what they saw, and move on to the next. But that's how it is. We do that all the time. It's normal for a video game player to do that. And it's normal for a person like Jesse James says, who watches Netflix and flips around everything, because I do that too. I flip around a lot of Netflix just to pick something to watch. Usually takes me like 10 minutes to watch something. So, moving on up. Enough standing with the Christopher Drange. I think I already gave it what he deserved. And let's go on with the best news that is happening today. And I got to say, I'm really happy about this because, hell, why the hell not? This was meant to happen. And I'm super happy that you guys out there and everybody is enjoying this game. This game is worth $40. This game is worth pretty much whatever you want to spend on it, because seriously, it's such a good game. I'm playing it. I'm having fun. I cannot get my hands away from it, and that is PlayStation's Helldivers 2 lands the top spot on the Xbox store. Could be more on the way. So that's interesting, to read, because at the end of the day, it's there. Seiroku, what's up? Oh, here we go. Here we come with the Pro Talks. Are they implying PS Plus users play entire games? That's what they're implying, bro. That's what they're implying. Thank you, Wacko Games. That's what they're implying with that 5-minute thing. They play everything. I mean, now, if they put Peppa Pig, they get the achievements of Peppa Pig. If they put, what was that Mega Man game that was so freaking bad? Mighty Number 9. If they put Mighty Number 9, they'll play Mighty Number 9. Damn, that was a terrible game. So, let's see. PlayStation Xbox has been playing nice this summer, and the latest sales milestone might be a good indicator for what can happen next. So, here we go. PlayStation Xbox are cozying up more than ever, and the latest sales milestone suggests that the loving may go even deeper. Yes. Not yet. Over the past couple of years, Xbox... Silent, you missed the slander of playing 5-minute games, Silent. I don't know if you missed that slander. So the Indiana Jones dev came out saying that that the behavior of people who have Game Pass usually jump in the game for 5 minutes and then they go play something else. Silent, I got a question. Is that possible for you to play a game in 5 minutes nowadays? I mean, I even here live, I turned on Vampire Survivors, loaded it up, and started to play Vampire Survivors, getting the weapons, facing the vampires and the monsters. And still, in 5 minutes, I still did not know the learning curve of Vampire Survivors, which I know it now because after playing it for hours and hours and hours in, because it takes a while to get the learning curve. But yeah, the developer going out there from Indiana Jones has said that, 5 minutes, you'll get to try something else. But I think he said it like in a joking manner, right? But of course, the fanboys grabbed that and now are saying that us, or everyone else out there that have an Xbox, right? They go out there, they buy a $500 console, they pay the $200 for the 2 years or whatever, or let's pay the $20 monthly with the service just to play games in 5 minutes and move on to the next. We don't stay still in one game. We play everything in 5 minutes. That's what they're implying out there. So pretty fun stuff today. So let's keep going. Over the past couple of years, Xbox has been quite controversial putting its flagship titles onto PlayStation. Many, myself included, thought this could sound the Xbox hardware ecosystem death knee. Now, why buy an Xbox console if it doesn't have exclusive games? Is Microsoft intentionally winding down the Xbox hardware ecosystem? Fast forward 2 years, and it seems those fears were largely unfounded, at least for now. Okay. Xbox reported to shareholders that it has more console players than ever. And while hardware sales have declined from launch year peak, Xbox Cloud Gaming has Bayou. What is it? Buy it or Boyu? I don't know how to say it. The footprint of Microsoft's console-based game development ecosystem. Microsoft has expanded its gaming operation on horizontal across to mobile via acquisitions and is working hard to improve the Xbox PC experience on Windows as well. Arch rival PlayStation has set up a notice too. Increasingly, it seems gamers are content to simply stay where they are and identify the service game more and more. As the audience for cinematic single player titles mature and remains largely static, which is true. I said this before. To that end, PlayStation began following Xbox on putting games onto Steam and now has even begun putting their games onto Xbox directly. Helldivers 2 was the first PlayStation publishing LLC title to hit Xbox, and its performance will likely inform Sony on how to proceed. Indeed, early signs of Helldivers 2 on Xbox are looking incredibly promising. So, let's see now. Helldivers 2 hits the number one spot on Xbox sales charts. Sweet. Helldivers 2 is a co-op shooter with a Starship Trooper vibes. Well, basically, it's a Starship Trooper game. I'm not kidding you because, I mean, here's what's funny though. With that game, the higher you go with the difficulty, even the enemies start changing their attacks. I don't know if you guys remember for Starship Troopers, the big guy with the big butt. I mean, the big bug with the big butt. Sorry. The big bug with the big butt. When he put his butt up in the air and started to shoot the what's it called? The spaceships up in the sky. Now, if you go, like, for example, to extreme level, these guys will turn around and blast you Molotov your ass with their butts. I'm not kidding you. They don't mess around. They Molotov your ass with acid. They don't mess around in that game. They don't. Pretty cool stuff. Also, you get the big ass Titans, which are really freaking annoying. Those Titans are just, oh my god. Oh Lord, you get an Impaler. There's this big ass bug that just, oh Lord. So let's keep going. So player drops into chaotic warzone, squads of 4, and complete dynamic objectives against a variety of galactic threats. The game's clever in-universe story delivers feels like a giant online role-playing experiment too, with in-game events evolving over time across the dynamic galactic war map. Helldivers 2 shares some clear DNA with the likes of Halo, particularly ODST, whose sci-fi alien hunting vibes at least superficially intersect with Helldivers. Microsoft and PlayStation can really capitalize on this with the Halo-inspired DLC pack for the game to celebrate partnership. But whether or not Xbox fans will get more games like this remains wholly up in the air. Naturally, if Helldivers 2 had been a total flop on Xbox, it would have been fair to assume PlayStation would have moved ahead with publishing more. But it certainly seems like Helldivers 2 has been a lucrative outing on Xbox so far. Let me see. Man, I'm reading too much, right, chat? Lord. Sony will make money porting older games to Xbox without harming PlayStation. 100%. We haven't even talked about this, so let's read this part of the article. PlayStation's back catalog has some of the greatest games over the past 2 generations, but it's pretty clear that they've sold all they could possibly sell on existing platforms like PC and PlayStation. I've been saying this for the longest time. With gamers eventually more comfortable than ever to simply stay where they are. Sony is undoubtedly exploring ways they could extract value out of the passionate and stubborn Xbox console base. It comes both ways, but okay. It might be smaller overall than Nintendo, Steam, and PlayStation, but Xbox users are heavily engaged and clearly eager to buy a banger or two. Shooter-oriented like Days Gone, Returnal, or Last of Us would undoubtedly sell like hotcakes on Xbox if Helldivers 2 is any indication. The Last of Us has also expanded into a hit TV show in recent years, giving it some extra buoyancy, potentially for Xbox sales. Obviously, Spider-Man God of War would also do fantastically well on Xbox, but it wouldn't be surprising to see Sony hang onto some of its biggest franchises as differentiators for its platform. But honestly, would movie Spider-Man or God of War even hurt PlayStation at this point? With the vast majority of playtime hours being devoured by titles like Fortnite and Roblox, the addressable audience for these types of cinematic experiences seems to be diminishing by and large. With competition for free time more aggressive than ever, cutting through the noise with the biggest multi-platform launchpad possible seems to give the best chances of for success. Sony have been signaling to investors that for some time it wants to move away from PlayStation hardware centricity, which is good. Microsoft is doubly gearing up to put Halo itself onto PlayStation in the near future. PlayStation just hurting itself by continuing to hold back? The next Xbox is rumored to support third-party stores like Steam anyway. Perhaps PlayStation should just cut out the middleman and cut a better deal with Xbox directly. Which is true, I mean, I gotta be honest with you. This part of the article, right? I sat there and enjoyed it because I've talked about this so many times, chat. I've talked about it, I've ranted about it, which is true because at the end of the day, what's the point of holding up on a game on your console, even though you sold 20 million copies? You still got servers on there. You still got things on there that still work. And if people already got done and played it, or there's some people that that actually bought it with bundled with the console, did not play the game, right? There may be some fans out there that will like the game on my Xbox. There may be some fans out there who maybe will like it on PC. There may be some fans out there who will like it on the Switch. So, of course, throw it out there. Get that money in so you can keep those servers up and keep those games going, baby. Do it. Do it. I don't find anything wrong with that decision if that happens. Now, they will say, Louis, you're pork begging. No, I'm not pork begging, guys. I'm not pork begging. That's not pork begging because I got a PS5 right here. Want to turn on and play those games, I will play those games. But at the end of the day, though, if it's going to bring money for the company to keep on going, for the company to survive, all this hectic things that are happening out there, all this competition that is happening, because of course we see the top 10 every month of what's going on, then go ahead and do it. Get that money in at the end of the day. 3 million sales is 3 million sales, especially for a game that you already made your money back. 3 million extra is good for you. Nothing wrong with that. Now, chat, it's time for Perfect Dark. Chat, let's go real quick on the history of Perfect Dark. What's up, Sin? Howdy, birds. Anyone suffering from bird blindness? What is bird blindness? He. Now, who got the reference? What's bird blindness? I believe having people move on from Helldivers to Laugh I've been hearing about it for 2 months. Well, Wacko Games, the thing is, right? I mean, look, let me tell you something. I already put almost 2 days into the game. I'm really having fun. And, of course, seeing that Helldivers 2 is selling well on Xbox, seeing that, some Xbox guys are actually buying the game, they're enjoying it. Every time I go on at the Xbox and start playing the game, some of the guys here in the chat have joined me in matches, which is beautiful. I love seeing the guys that join me in matches, help me out, finish the match and everything. It's awesome. But at the end of the day, though, seeing it be like that, seeing it being sold that way, seeing that sells well, not only that, it also destroys the narratives of those guys over there by saying that the Xbox gamers don't buy games. Well, guess what? We do buy games. Your point is? Seriously, your point is? I mean, hell, that's how it is. Lunar RB Wolf says, N64 best and only version I liked of Perfect Dark. But yeah, that's how it is. I want more Helldivers. The Hive Lord update is amazing. Man, Rachel, let me tell you. The game is pretty amazing. Man, look, I'll wait till the end of the show to talk some more Helldivers because I know Wacko Games is kind of tired of it. So I'll talk a little bit more about it. So let's go into Perfect Dark. I mean, look, how can I tell you this? With Helldivers, right? So, I don't know if you ever seen the movie Starship Troopers. How many movies are in Starship Troopers? I mean, there are literally like almost 15 movies are in Starship Troopers. So, with Starship Troopers and the content, It's like a never-ending story, right? I mean, you can do so much with Starship Troopers. It's insane. Same thing with Helldivers. I mean, when you go in and play a game like Helldivers, and it's only $40, it's not that expensive. Now, if you tell me they were charging you 80, 90, 100, I would be like, whoa, that's too much for just a multiplayer game. I mean, they better give you a lot of cool stuff into it, like But the story behind Helldivers is basically a Starship Trooper movie. What is it about? Well, you get to fight for democracy, you get to fight bugs, kind of like Starship Troopers. Same thing. The only thing that's missing is that they send a meteor to destroy a town, and the whole town gets pissed off and goes out there and fight. That's all that's missing from that game. That's it. That's all that's missing from that game. So basically, it does have its little campaign, but it's just an ongoing, forever campaign. There's like 4 or 5. There's 4 or 5 movies, Rachie. I've seen like 10. Let me go see. Let's go check it out. Let's have some fun. Starship Trooper movies. Let me see. All right, here we go. So we have a franchise. Let's see, Rachie. I think it said 5, right? You said 5, right? So, films. Yeah, Richie was right. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 movies at least. There was a cartoon one, plus, like how Richie says, books. But yeah, there's several stuff on Starship Troopers. But yeah, I thought it was 10 like Hellraiser. Animated, we had Starship Troopers Invasion and Starship Trooper Traitor of Mars. Television, they did one for 6 episodes, and then they did 36 plus 4 called Roughneck Starship Trooper Chronicles. Video games, dear Lord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 video games. But there's a lot of lure behind Starship Troopers because hell, it was just one of those movies you sit down. It wasn't the best movie in the world, but it was just real cool to watch it, and especially with that theme song. Yep. Woohoo! When I bleed heavy metal. Man, that was just a good song. Every time you hear you get pumped, you're like, yeah, let's go. There was several stuff out there. So, here I come with this. Guys, let's talk real quick about Perfect Dark. How it all started. First things first, chat. I got a question for you, and let's be honest about this because I'm going to ask this the right way. Chat, what in the blue hell is a quadruple A studio? I'm not kidding you. I mean, look, I know what a triple A studio is. I know what a double A studio. I know what an indie studio is. I know all that stuff, but a quadruple A studio, I'm still wondering what the hell is that? And there's some devs out there, right, that talk about quadruple A studios. They say, oh, we have a quadruple A game, a quadruple A this. I'm like, huh? Because let me tell you something. If the game is got to be quadruple, right? I mean, shit. First off, it's going to be expensive to make. We know that for a fact. It's going to be real expensive to make because, I mean, if it's triple A's are expensive, quadruple A is going to be probably 200 million. No, my bad. At least $1 billion or $2 billion to make. Now, if the game costs $2 billion to make and it's going to be a quadruple A studio, I'll tell you what the game's got to do. All right? Louis, if you like Song 2 by Blur, I got a short film for you. Oh, send it to me. I love that song. That's one of my favorite songs, man. That Song 2 by Blur, one of my favorite songs. And every time I see that trailer, like usually when I want to get pumped up something, you put that Starship Trooper trailer, man, and ooh, gets you hyped. So, back to the quadruple A studio. All right? If you guys going to make put all that money in the video game, I'll tell you what the game's got to do. First things first, I got to turn on my Xbox, right? I got to head into the quadruple A studio game, right? Start playing it. And the next thing you know, if I'm playing that Perfect Dark, I got to say, though, Joanna Dark better come out the screen, and do me a lap dance, like, yeah, I mean, I would like that if it's a quadruple A studio because, hell, with all the money you're putting into it, I bet you're supposed to do that at least. Holy smokes, or at least have her in front of the screen. Or if, she shoots a bullet, you get to feel the wind, like in those 4D cinemas, you feel the wind blowing, or you hear the bullet just whistle, or at least it scratches your head or something. Seriously. Quadruple A studio, I mean, hell, a game like that is because you got to put in a lot of money for that because triple A's cost $400 million. I bet you quadruple A game is going to cost $1 billion to $1.5 billion. I mean, that's what I see when it comes down to quadruple A studios. I mean, that's just a crazy name that was invented. Don't know why. And funny chat, it's been talked about for many years. I think in 2012, Microsoft even mentioned that again in 2012 with I don't know what studio it was, and I don't think that studio even exists either. So I guess you cannot use quadruple A studios, so stop using that because it kills the studios off. Ah. So here we go with Perfect Dark, like I was saying, right? And we started seeing they put a lot of cool people in there and started saying, yeah, we have this dude. We have Billy Bob Thornton. We have Arnold Schwarzenegger. We have Sylvester Stallone. We have all these guys in here working on this thing and all this cool stuff, right? Cool, right? Mm. So the question is, who's gonna get the spotlight in this? Because I mean, I see a lot of leaders with a lot of cool ideas and all this stuff. Okay, you're gonna get all these cool guys in here to make this awesome game. From that, he worked in this studio, he worked from over there, he worked this way, he worked that way. I mean, cool. That seems like a pretty cool idea. But if you don't have a head honcho there directing them, they're gonna start fighting. And that's what happened. They start fighting. They put the gloves on. They go, shh. No, I like my idea better. No, my idea works. No, I like this better. Like. Usually that happens. So if you don't have a head honcho there, you know, AAA studio means we don't know what the heck that we are doing. Yep, that's what it means nowadays with AAA studios too. But we'll get into that later. So good AAA studios, you know, you get all these cool guys in there. You start mentioning names. This guy worked in this game. That he made this game super popular. He worked on that game. Oh Lord. Oh my God. I mean, it was just a big mess. And then after that, after we hear everything was happening, we go see that they go hire Crystal Dynamics. So Crystal Dynamics runs in, you know, they run in there, right? They go, and they say, okay, let me help you out with this game. You know, let's get this game going. Let's get this game pumping, right? So we first see the teaser trailer, which we all know what the teaser trailer was all about. And the teaser trailer was shown in 2020, right? It was 2020, 2021. I remember. It was one of those two showcases, right? So they showed us a teaser of a Perfect Dark game being made. Cool. Awesome. Why did they do that? Because they start hiring people to come in to work on the game. They start hiring other studios and stuff like that. I get that. But okay, that was just a teaser. We have had, I don't know how many showcases after that. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. I probably like 35 showcases after that teaser. And they didn't show Perfect Dark until last year. And last year, we get a glimpse of Perfect Dark the game. We see the gameplay. We see them tackling down the bad guys, tearing their arms apart, doing some spy shit, doing some cool stuff. We see her butt naked. No, pause. We did not see her butt naked, but hell, we saw so much cool stuff happening in the game. We're like, damn, this looks cool. When is it releasing? Well, for 2026, right? But before that, from goody old Jeff Grubb, because I gotta say it like that, he said, well, Perfect Dark Studio has run into some issues. I mean, was he being real about it? Well, he kind of was. And not only then, he mentioned it again later on down the road that it was still having some issues. And we're like, why you got to mention this? You know, we haven't heard about this. But it seems like he was right, you know, from what he heard, that they were having issues because, of course, of everything that happened because the game now is canceled. So here's my like I said, people are going to have 2 cents about this. You know, they're going to try to defend this because after that, the game gets canceled. Matt Booty goes out and says, hey, look, no problem, my brothers. No problem. Listen, let me tell you something to calm you guys down. We have 40 games in the works. Really? And I remember that day here in the chat, I told you guys this. I said, there's nothing wrong with asking the question. But are those 40 games going to come out? Because now we don't know. You guys canceled. Perfect Dark and never walked right smack into it. That you guys had it in the works. News was coming by. We got some people even think that not even Fable's going to come out. No joke. And again, they're going to ask that question. Nothing wrong with asking that question. So Microsoft, get your butt to it, you know, and give people the answers that they deserve because of that. Because at the end of the day, and how would you answer that? Don't tell us that you got 40 games in the works. Don't give us trailers. Don't tell us that. Give us dates. Say, okay, this game will release this day, and that we will know that the game is coming. That's how we know. Tomorrow, the new game coming out on Game Pass. That's not real no more. Xbox still cooking it. Coming out or not, bro? What? No. I'm being serious about what I'm saying, Big Money. I mean, it was an insane thing about the whole Perfect Dark situation. When MS acquired Rare, they didn't get the same team they made the original Perfect Dark. The team that made it and GoldenEye became free radical, and they made the Time Splitter series way more fun. Cool stuff. If MS didn't want to continue the funding, then it was in a really bad shape. But here's the thing: this is where it goes down. Xbox Gamer, this is where they failed on, and this is where I go in and I slanted them for this: is that you cannot, because look, for example, Everwild. We were like, okay, Everwild's gone. We only saw a teaser of Everwild. We only saw a teaser. That's cool, right? If it didn't work, it didn't work. Okay, goodbye. But the thing is, with Perfect Dark was there was a teaser, and now there was a gameplay showcase. We literally saw the game playing right there, and we were so hyped about it. We were so happy that we knew, like, man, Perfect Art looking wicked. Look at this game. Look how it looks. Look how it runs. Look how she takes down the bad guy. Look how she puts the spy things, to do stuff. We were so hyped about it, and then they went out there and canceled this thing like if it was nothing. That was crazy. At least I gotta say something. For example, you remember that Spider-Man game that was supposed to be a multiplayer game? There was a Spider-Man multiplayer game being made by Sony, right? With Insomniac and all this stuff, right? They were making it. And that trailer leaked out. The trailer leaked out, but Sony didn't go on a showcase and showed you the Spider-Man multiplayer that they were working, and then going ahead and say, okay, we're canceling it. So here's the thing, though. Yeah, 30 deaths, right? Just against 30 deaths, but in those 30 deaths, how many were them with leaders, though? There was a lot of leaders in there. There was a lot of leaders in there, and they were fighting, to get the ideas out. And like I said, if there wasn't one head honcho in there, one guy to lead that group, there's going to be a lot of friction between those guys when it comes to development, because that happens. It happens. You can't have a group of all leaders in there designing and not having an actual true leader. Saying, hey, man, let's do this, let's do that. Okay, what are your ideas? Okay, oh, no, I don't like it. Okay, let's move on to yours. Okay, I like your idea. Let's move on to this one. That's something that was going on inside that studio. It was crazy. And so they went out there and got Crystal Dynamics, right? Nothing wrong with that. Get some help, no problem. Crystal Dynamics went in to help with the development. Cool stuff. But even though it wasn't cutting it, you cannot point fingers only at Crystal Dynamics. We got to point fingers at the general of the whole situation. That was Microsoft with its game. Legendary Yobi, what's up? It says, Louis, I'm still pissed. The online Spider-Man game being canceled. I wanted that so damn bad, and I was sunk tons of money into it. There you go. But hey, at least Yobi did not give us that trailer, though, which was, at least a good thing. So Microsoft lied again? Well, here we go. The point is, lied or not, Raichi, is that they really messed up with that studio. And they really messed up by putting that game on there after 4 years of being quiet, right? They haven't shown anything. 4 years of being quiet. They go in and give you an extra trailer, of the game, which gets you hyped up. And then they go ahead and shut it down. And then after that, we see a situation that surges out there, right? And we're like, wait, what's going on? It's kind of like a weird thing, because now we're actually thinking that if this rumor is, or not a rumor, if this is 100% true, right? Because right now it's an 80-20 pretty much. It's an 80-20 because, hell, Crystal Dynamics took this game, right, and threw it out there. But in the end, though, like I said, you cannot go out there, make a studio, put a trailer, right? Put a teaser, right? No problem. You put a teaser on it, and after you put the teaser, you go ahead and you put us gameplay, and then right smack in the middle of the way, go out there and say, oh, we'll cancel this. What the hell? I mean, what the hell is going on? Not only that, giving us a thing. Oh, yeah, maybe I forgot something. Yeah. Let me go look for something real quick. Hold on. Maybe there's something I forgot. Let me see. Hold on. Because I remember I saw something a long time ago. Let me see if I can find this. Hold on, Chad. I'm looking for something. Give me what's. Let me see if I can find something. Because I remember I think I saw something a long time ago. Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. Check. Give me 1 second. Because if I remember correctly, and Silent, tell me if I'm not wrong, that Microsoft actually started to talk about Perfect Dark and saying it was going a good way. But they also did the same thing with that game. What's it called? There was another game that was being canceled. And then they said this. What was the game that they said? What was another game they said in there? That it was a service game that got canceled too, and they were saying it was being developed well. They even told the devs it was being developed well, and then they said it was canceled. Oh, what was that game called? But yeah, if I could find that about Perfect Dark, because I remember there was something. I think Matt Booty was the one who said it. Matt Booty said he played Perfect Dark, and it was running well. Hold on, give me 1 second. I don't know if it was Matt Booty, but I remember something was said out there. But let's see if I can find it. Ah, here we go. Here comes Elisha. So yes, pretty much Microsoft Flight then, because here we go. Now I remember this then. You see? Thank you for bringing that up. So here you go. Let me show you something that I remember I read a long time ago. So here you go. Here we go. So it says here, Xbox Matt Booty. Hold on, let me switch the screen so you guys can see it. Okay, I knew there was something behind this. Ah. So here we go. So Xbox Matt Booty has played the Perfect Dark reboot and is very excited. So it says here, one game of absent from the recent showcase, it is Perfect Dark. Fortunately, Xbox Matt Booty has provided a small but reassuring update and chat with Axios, mentioning that he's actually been playing builds of the game and is looking forward for seeing the fans and think about it. Perfect Dark is finally unveiled. Yeah, they play the alpha game, yeah. But let me see now. Let's see if I can find something else, Chad. Hold on. I'm still digging. Because I remember there was several games that went out there. There's no one on a proof problem. Let me see. No, Microsoft initiated this Perfect Dark game is in good shape despite working with. Oh, here you go. So basically, in 2022, he also said that the game was in good shape too, which it actually wasn't. So yeah, I mean that's what they do. They go out there, they lie to you, and then they go ahead and cancel. That's what they do. That's how it is. But yeah, that's how it is. So let's keep on going. So yeah, I mean, in 2022, there was more information that the game was working out fine because there was a rumor saying that the game was in trouble. And they kept on saying that, the game is working out fine. They tried out the game. They're excited to see the fans how they play it and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, though, this is what happened. They go ahead and they cancel it. And that's the part where I say I got a slander. And the part where I got a slander is if the game wasn't going too well, right? You got to say, okay, I tried it, I played it, the game was working fine right now. But in the end, though, even though we're in 2024, 2025, do not give us an extra trailer. When you give us that extra trailer, right, that means we see it after all these rumors were spread all over the place saying, hey, bro, look, this game is having problems being developed because, of course, everybody had problems developing between 2020 and 22. Everybody had that problem. No joke. Everybody had problems. We know that. So we know that the game was having problems. Okay, we understand that. And so when we finally see the trailer to it, the game was shown, everything was good. We're like, oh man, that's pretty cool. And look now, game gets canceled. And the funny thing is, they were actually looking around to cancel it, but like I said, Crystal Dynamics came by, running in like crazy, and said, "Wait a minute, hey, take two." And this is where the news comes out about everything that's going on with this. So, Rachel, I haven't heard much the past. The initial points talking about it being canned. Which one are you talking about? Let's see what Chad has to say before I head to read this news because this just got crazy. Contraband has also got canned. Yeah, but here's another thing about Contraband though. We have not heard any freaking updates about that game. The only update we got, if I could remember, and I remember me and Sour Blow and us, I think we tackled it on the XBI show. Um, I remember that what the update we got was like sound. They were talking about the sound of the game or something like that. I think that was like the only like extra information we got about that studio. But then after that, we kept on asking, want to see more Contraband? What's going on with Contraband? What's happening? That studio kept it pretty quiet. Pretty quiet. That was something that was pretty quiet. That was something that was pretty quiet. But we did not hear from the studio. And then later on, we heard that they put it to a side, basically, because that's what they said. Right now, it's on the side, and yada 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 yada. They gave us the idea that the game is on its side. But usually, we know when the game gets put to a side, if it comes back, it's cool that they actually brought it back or they actually finally figure out what to do. But basically, what it's telling us, like, is there something of the game though? I mean, tell us something at least. But they didn't tell us anything. They just said, well, you have the game right here. That's it. We just have it here. And yeah, that's it. But they didn't give us an update. They didn't give us like pretty much nothing. Just that the game it's put to a side for now. Huh? Okay. All right. At least give us an update. So yeah, MS dropped the publishing Contraband. Yeah, I know they did. Yeah, they dropped it. So like I said, but the developers came out and said, "Oh, it's put to a side." I'm like, okay. All right, we'll wait and see what comes out with this. So let's take to this right here. This is where it gets interesting. Take Two talks to save Xbox Perfect Dark Reboot reportedly collapsed. The publisher could have rescued the canceled Xbox game, it's claimed. So it says here, Take Two was reportedly in discussion to save Xbox canceled Dark Reboot, but negotiations recently collapsed over details of the potential deal. That's according to Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, who reports that the collapse of talks between Microsoft, Take-Two, and Crystal Dynamics owner Embracer resulted in an unspecified number of layoffs at Crystal Dynamics last month. Crystal Dynamics was co-developing Perfect Dark alongside California-based Initiative before the game was canceled in July, and its developer closed as part of the sweeping layoff across Microsoft. The game, a remake of the classic spy shooter from developer Rare, was announced in 2020 and featured in last summer's Xbox showcase. According to Bloomberg sources, Take-Two was in discussion with Microsoft and Embracer to fund and publish the game, but the deal collapsed in part because the companies were unable to come to terms over long-term ownership of the Perfect Dark franchise. Representatives for Embracer, Xbox, and Take-Two all declined to comment, which, again, something that's crazy. Microsoft confirmed a significant wave of layoffs this summer, which reportedly saw as much as 4% of roughly 9,100 of the company's total employees across all departments, including gaming, affected. So look, Crystal Dynamics was trying to save this franchise. They were trying to save this franchise at least. Microsoft was like, no, we're not doing this. And so they probably went over there to talk to Take Two and say, hey guys, you guys should purchase this and everything, let's go ahead and get it. But I think they just didn't sit down, come up with a number and say, okay, here you go. Purchase Perfect Dark and do the game. So yeah, basically more of the truth comes out about this game. It's insane that this game went through hell to be developed, didn't even get finished, which that's the part I understand because look, a lot of people bring up the idea that Microsoft has $4 trillion. What is it now? It's a $4 trillion company, and they can go in and just keep on working with this game. And a lot of people have the idea like, yeah, Microsoft could have made it with the $4 trillion company and all this stuff. But I gotta say something though. About that. If something does not work, because one thing I say, like for example, with the Everwild game, I understood why you guys canned it. Nothing was being worked at. Nothing was being well made with that game. But at least you guys canned it on time and did not can it right after you gave us another trailer of the game, which it would have been insane if you guys did that in the last not the last one, but in the 2024 showcase, like they did with Perfect Dark. And that's something that seriously I slander all the time. Why do I slander this? Because hell, why? For what? What's the point? Give us that trailer for what? To get us hyped and then canceling it? That's insane. At least you guys should have canned it. And even though you guys wouldn't gotten the heat for it, like you got the heat for Everwalla, you got the heat for Contraband, you got the heat for all this stuff, but it isn't as big of a heat than you giving us a trailer and making the people mad that really wanted to play this game. Now, again, what's funny about all this, and like I say, you go in there and you say, hey, we are making 40 games. That's no problem. We can this game. It's okay. We're making 40 games. But again, I told you guys that same day that Microsoft canceled Perfect Dark and all those games, people are going to ask the question, hey, Microsoft, are you guys actually going to deliver the 40 games or not? That is the honest question. I mean, literally, that's what we're going to ask. And there's nothing wrong with asking that question. And there's nothing wrong for slandering the company for lying to us in the face about this thing. Nothing wrong with it. You got to slander it. Now, what's going to happen next? Right? Where are we going with this? I mean, next we got Outer Worlds. Next we got Ninja Gaiden. Because look, at the end of the day, though, right? Now here comes the good stuff. Because when we gotta speak bad, we're gonna speak the bad. But we're gonna speak good, we gotta speak the good, right? At the end of the day, though, with a service like this, not only your service, also all these games are delivering, and all the money we're saving. That's the truth. And not only that, this year we gotta say it. Our Game Pass has been cooking. They've been doing an amazing job with that Game Pass. Obsidian has been delivering games left and right. Pretty awesome stuff. We're getting Call of Duty by November. We got all these games that are coming around that are doing fantastic, right? But, bro, all this stuff making us hype, right? And then going ahead and cancel it, especially when you back in the day said, no, when we're showing the game, that means the game is ready. Because I remember that when you guys said it. You guys said when we're showing the game, that means the game is ready. I remember clearly you guys said that back in the day. And yet you showed us the game, go ahead and cancel it, not looking a good thing. So let's see what Chad has to say about this. So since Perfect Dark was kind of in the second phase of work, I can see it coming back at some point. Look, if it does come back, pretty cool. If it doesn't, hey, shit happens, right? Perfect Dark didn't even look that good. I don't see why people were losing their minds with the trailer. The same thing happened with Redfall. Why they were losing their mind is, Rachel, because there was a lot of rumors being spread about saying that they were in trouble, they were in development hell, this game is not looking great, yada, yada, yada. And at the end of the day, we saw the trailer. We were like, oh shit, Microsoft told us a couple years ago that when they make a game to show it, it's on the go. That's how it is. MS has a lot of studios, but they still need a large studio that can make any kind of game. They could have saved Perfect Dark. Yep. Too many egos, Microsoft and 2K would have given it to Gearbox Software. I'll be honest with you. I mean, look, I got a question for you guys. Would you guys would have been happy if the game would have been sold or not? What company has more than 40 first party games in development? I'll wait. I've got to start complaining. We got to start complaining when things get canceled. We're getting great games still. No, 100% I'm with you there. But the thing is, Freddie Fox, what we're fighting about, what we're complaining about, and it's good to slander it because here's the thing, though. A lot of people, Freddie Fox, there's a big problem out here. When you go out there and not if you want to be a fan of a company, right? If you want to be a fan of a company or whichever company you want to be a fan about, if they do something wrong, we gotta go in and tackle it, right? We gotta go in and tackle it. We cannot stay quiet because if we stay quiet, then they can do it again and again and again. We gotta go out there and talk about it. That's the truth. If we shut up about it, we're screwed. They're gonna keep on doing it. We're not gonna be like on the other side when all these multiplayer games get canceled, right? like they do. They're getting canceled over there, a lot of them. Right? They're like, if it doesn't work, let's move on. No, I mean, hell, we got to complain and say, Sony, what are you doing? What's cooking over here? I mean, bro, you guys not brought any first party. You guys used to make great first party. If we don't complain about it, we're not going to do it. You got to talk about it. That's how it is. We got to talk about, we got to slander them when we have to slander them, because if not, they won't get better. For example, every time I talk about Xbox marketing, right? If every time I talk about the Xbox marketing, and this is the true chat, I'll say this again, the marketing on Xbox sucks. No joke. I don't care what anyone says, no joke. Why does it suck? Because, for example, when people go out there and they say, well, Xbox only sold 25 million consoles, Xbox better come back and say, well, bro, your numbers are wrong. We have this much sold, even though it's 35, 40. Who cares? At least give us an ammo to fight that back. Or another example, let me see. Kind of fun a story, right? Because I got to say this way. If you guys saw, and I talked about this before, right? Look at the revenue this year on Game Pass. Why did the revenue on Game Pass went up to $5 billion this year? Why did it? Game Pass has been out there for, 7 or 8 years, and only this year it went $5 billion? I wonder why that happened. Really, I wonder why that happened. What was that game that gave it the boost? Was it Starfield? No. Was it Indiana Jones? No. It was Call of Duty. I mean, I'm being serious. Call of Duty was the thing that gave Game Pass a boost. Insane, and not the boost that the other games gave it, but Call of Duty was the one who gave it the bigger boost it needed. And now they have picked up $5 billion revenue. That's pretty sweet. And that was just Call of Duty. So that tells you right there that Xbox marketing, I mean, I got to say something, chat, and I'm being serious, chat. This is a serious question I'm going to ask you. The most important thing in the world is your wallet. Why not make marketing with this thing? Why not go out there, sucker this thing? Why not go out there, push this thing like you have to? Like, for example, a lot of media outlets, right? There's a lot of people like to see the frames. They love to see the graphics and everything. Me, I don't give a shit about graphics. All I care, the only thing I want about it right now in life is that my console can run games at 4K 60, which is not giving it to me. Not only the Xbox, also the PlayStation 5, also PlayStation 2 Pro. PlayStation 5 Pro is not giving it, right? So they're not giving you that. Cool, no problem. They're not giving you that 4K, right? 4K 60, right? Cool. But when Xbox releases a game, you see Digital Foundry, all these guys saying, well, on the PS5 Pro, it runs way better. Xbox, come back and pick up the fight and say, hey, it's running on the PS5 Pro. Hey, guys, give us an update. Let's do a review video right here. Let's compare it. You guys, look, right now on the Xbox is running as well as the PS5 Pro. That's what I mean. Give us that fight. But at the end of the day, though, chat, look. Sony hasn't said how many consoles they have sold. They've only announced shipped. Think about that. I know they only announced shipped. I know they only announced that. But the thing is, though, Freddie Fox, they're going out there putting that number, and Xbox should come out there and say, hey, look, this much. Or, for example, the Game Pass numbers. When people say doom and gloom about Game Pass, Xbox should come back and say, well, look, Game Pass numbers, we're right now at 40 million. We're at 45 million. We're at 50 million. Say it. Destroy them. Destroy all those crazy narratives out there. And not only that, try to market more your Game Pass. Because, chat, like I was saying earlier before, Game Pass, it's a money saver. I like, for example, some people I know that have a PS5, right? They go out there and buy, for example, Wu-Chang. I'm like, why did you buy Wu-Chang now? I mean, Wu-Chang came out good, but it didn't come out perfect. Wu-Chang is a perfect title for you to play on Game Pass, and then later on down the road, you can go ahead and purchase it, right? To have it once they patch things up. So I was like, man, you spend all this money, but down the road, but Game Pass for example, down the road, you can go ahead and purchase this game for real cheap, right? You don't have to go out there and purchase it like, no. No, I mean, I'm sorry because that's something I seriously sit there and I laugh about when I see a guy like Sean Layden going out there and saying, "Well, we should increase the prices to 80." Really, if people are not buying in 70, because right now people have a problem with trusting you guys for buying a game, then why in the blue are you guys gonna increase to 80? Seriously, people are not gonna buy that shit. I'm sorry. Unless if you put it to a service, people can go and try it out, enjoy it. If they love it, down the road they will purchase it when it's in a cheaper price. No joke. That's how it is. But the thing is, Freddy Fox, if you go into Google and you type in, according to BG charts, how many Xbox Series X and S are sold, it tells you it's at 32 or 34 million consoles sold. Not kidding you, it's there. Yet they don't do that. They rather say it's on 25 million. But again, it's Xbox that's got to go out there and push this. Xbox got to push the marketing. Xbox got to do more stuff, you know? That's what they got to do. And I always say this, the marketing is the worst, and they still have not gotten better at it. I hope, seriously, I really do hope that Activision can grab that and shake that damn marketing behind Xbox. I'm not kidding you. I hope they do. But like I said, though, when we got to slander it, we'll slander it. When we got to talk good about it, we'll talk good about it. I always say that to all the companies that are out there. I seriously, some people get attached to this, but if you don't stand on your 2 feet and go out there and talk about it, it's going to get worse for us. That's how it is. It's going to get worse for us. Worse, worse, worse. I mean, guys, we're in a generation that we're getting 2K games on consoles that supposedly do 4K. We're in the 2K generation. Insane. And now I see rumors of 4K 120. We don't even have down the 4K 60, but we're gonna go to 4K 120. We're gonna have the same problem we're having this generation. Focus on the damn 4K 60. Don't focus on the damn 120. I mean, along the way you can focus on it, but at the beginning though, at least give us the 4K 60. That's all we ask for. I'm going to play NBA 2K26 to next February and WWE 2K25 to GTA 6 come out. That's the only games you're going to play, BB Money? Shit, man. I mean, it's a lot of things. Matrix says, I guess Tales of Exile is coming to Game Pass because that pre-order is still not up yet. It's out next month. It could be. We don't know. Let's see. Let's hope so, man. Let's hope so. So you can save that money, man. It's always good to save money. Now, the truth of the matter is, what's really kicking ass out there is those indie games. That's the truth. The indie games are kicking ass. That's the honest thing, though. These indie games are looking great. I mean, look, Ilphonic, for example. Like, I sit there and I'm like, let's focus on AAA versus indie games. Let's go talk about Ilphonic and Gun, for example. Of course, I got to talk about it because, our buddy Miles, is working in, I think, is Ilphonic? Yeah, he's working in Ilphonic, right? Ilphonic has released, if I'm corrected, they made the Friday the 13th game. And after the Friday the 13th game, they went in and did the Predator Hunting Grounds, I think it was. Then they went out there and did Killer Clowns. Now, that's 3 games already. Now they're working on a Halloween game that's coming out next year. That's 4 games this generation. I mean, they'll finally kicking butt. And there's probably another one. I don't know. Then you have Gun that worked on Friday the 13th game and they delivered the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And now they're working on... Now what are they working on? Halloween with Ilphonic. These indie devs are kicking ass. Look at RoboCop. Last year we had RoboCop the game. Now this year we got a standalone DLC. Man. Bitmap Beru. All these games. Woo! Now we're getting a Terminator 2D game. And now we're getting a He-Man game. Amazing. Look, I'm being serious. These indie developers are actually kicking more butt than the AAA games. No joke. They are. They're doing a pretty good job with it. No joke. They are. But chat, at the end of the day, though, we already said our slanders, we already said our words, we already said what we had to say about what Xbox did wrong with Perfect Dark. We talked about it. We said they lied. We talked about all the stuff that happened, right? Of course. We talked about everything that's going on. Same thing, with the other companies. They have lied to us. Like, for example, the whole exclusive narrative was the biggest lie in the history of gaming. We saw that with ABK. We saw that. The only place where exclusives do actually sell like crazy is called Nintendo Switch, but anything else, no. Roblox is kicking the gaming. What is it? Roblox is kicking the gaming industry in the nuts. Yeah, 100%. They are doing that. Not only Roblox, you got Fortnite, you got all this stuff kicking everybody in the nuts. I don't want to go down that list because again, I mentioned it all the time, pretty much every day, and I'm starting just to like getting exhausted by mentioning all those games that are getting played every single. It's exhausting, but that's what people are playing these days. So, like I said, exclusive was another narrative that got thrown down the drain, and now this is what we got to do, chat. Like I said, at the end of the day, we got to play games at the place we love. Either it's PS5, either Xbox, either it's PC, either it's Nintendo Switch. We just gotta play games. That's all we gotta focus on. That's it. If Xbox can deliver their 40 titles, go for it. But the thing is, like I said, can people ask the question? Yeah, no problem. Go ahead and ask it. You have every right because you're a consumer behind that box to ask that question. Now, should it be your main priority, the exclusives? No, because there's so many freaking games out there. Or first-party titles. Let's not say exclusive anymore. First-party titles. There's so many games out there that look at this month just alone. We got Chronos of New Dawn, Hell is Us. What else do we have, chat? Silent Hill F that I'm looking forward to playing. There are so many freaking games that are coming out. They're like, oh shit, we got tons of things to play. Buy and play, right? Because we got to say buy and play. Plus, we got the Game Pass titles coming in. We also got Silksong jumping in there this month, which is going to be a really big game for Game Pass. Seriously, you got too much to play to be worried about the 40,000. Now, Xbox, if you're going to give us a trailer, right, at least give it to us with the dates, and we'll start believing in you when you talk about your games. Now, for now, don't come up to me after you cancel 2 games and say, oh, we got 40 games in development. Okay, let's see. Let's see what you can do. He-Man looks amazing. Yeah, 100% Freddy Fox. It looks amazing. Everything there is a new Hondo bundle. I check key retailers because many times the game I'm interested in the niche game of the bundle. I mean, I gotta say something though about bundles. There's a damn $300 bundle of James Bond. $300. I ain't got that kind of cash about a damn thing. I'm broke. $300 in pesos. The dollar's almost at 64 to a peso. So basically 6,400 to $100. 200 is 12,800. So they will make it $19,200 for a damn bit. $19,200 for a video game. Which I can seriously, with that $19,200, I can go ahead and buy a Series S, pay the $20, and still have money left. Here in the Dominican Republic. You gotta be shitting. God dang. All that money for that damn thing. You gotta be crazy. Not only that, oh my God. I gotta say this right here. Look at that damn Metal Gear bundle thing. Snake looks like a fucking, what was that? Maria Palito. If you guys know, I mean, in Dominican Republic, there was a cheap Barbie doll called Maria Palito. No joke. No joke. That's what it was called, Maria Palo, Maria Palito. I'm not kidding you. That's how it looked. I got off a Barbie doll, cheap-ass Barbie doll. How can you sell that to people? What's wrong with you? I mean, do something nice to pay $200. Oh, Lord. Or at least, go out there and fight the company that's doing that because shit, that's insane. It comes with a real gadget. Real watch. It comes with a real gadget watch. The hack locks. Oh. So basically you're telling me it comes with a real James Bond Omega watch Damn, now I'm getting the bundle. Because Omega watches cost up to 3,000, 4,000, especially the James Bond edition costs. I mean, there was a James Bond edition that cost $42,000. I'm not kidding you. That the one that came out, a special edition, 42,000 in cost for that Omega watch. Because I mean, if you're looking at Bond watches, I mean, you said real gadget watch, it's got to be an Omega. But that's $300. That's crazy. No, 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 no. That's a lot of money. 200 for a bundle is okay, but basically, like I said, with $300, you're basically buying a Series S. And pay the 20, you still have money left. Ah, no. That's how it is, chat. That's how it is. But chat, like I was saying though, at the end of the day though, companies lie to us, yeah. They sometimes come up with some crazy stuff, yeah. But look, if you're saving money, you're having fun with your hobby, you're playing a lot of games, that's what you gotta worry about. Look at Freddy Fox says, I'm joking too, Freddy Fox, because like you said, it comes with a gadget, a watch, right? You said the watch, I was like, oh shit, $300 to get an Omega watch? I'm buying that shit. Hell yeah. If they do have an Omega watch, that's a real Omega official watch, I will buy it. Omega watches are cool, man. Oh, Lord. But that's how it is, chat. But like I said, chat, enough with the Xbox slander for today. You went in to slander it. I said my truth. I said, look, don't ever do that again. We got to say it, even though they come around and listen to me or not. But at the end of the day, we got to say it how it is. We Xbox owners admit we are lied to, but PS players are still twisting everything PS saying. Rachie, the thing is, right? They're always going to be twisting things because at the end of the day, they want to accept their defeat. It's like when, look, let me tell you something, right? Deep down, we know. Not deep down. We know this because it's right there, right? It's right there. We see it in our faces. Helldivers 2 is a PlayStation game. They're right now saying, well, until Spider-Man doesn't go, I won't believe Sony's going third party. Bro, they just put Helldivers 2 on Xbox. But it's a gas game. You know, it's just gas, 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 gas. Bro, it's a PlayStation game. Oh, my God. I just love how they twist things. People put it in the bundle and don't even know what comes in. Are you serious, Freddy? No fucking way. This can't be true. Now, could there be Now, there could be. Because look, James Bond is a really collectible franchise, though. I became the initial D opening. Gas, 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 yes. Gas. Hey, wait. No, 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 no. Not that gas. Because I know that gas is not going to come out and say, hey, no, you motherfucker. You know, he's not going to come by and say that. No, no, no. Gas is not going to come by and here to say that. But yes. They're saying, yeah, it's only gas games. Gas, gas, gas. It doesn't matter. It's just gas games. Bro, it's a PlayStation game in the end. I don't care what you say. It's a damn PlayStation Studio game. It was a PlayStation decision to drop it over there. Even the guys from the development team of Helldivers said PlayStation took the damn decision. Man. Oh, let me scratch my back. Ah, it feels so good. Da 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 da. Scratching my back. Da 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 da. Scratching my back. But yeah, chat, that's how it is. But look, at the end of the day, chat, even though I slander Xbox, even though I slander everything I gotta slander to when I gotta slander it, because at the end of the day, when we gotta slander, like I always say, just play games and just have fun. Don't take nothing personal. Play your games, have fun. If Xbox comes out with more games, cool. If the Xbox does not come out with games, that's cool too. I mean, hell, at the end of the day, listen, we have a box with a beautiful service, and that's what we got to be happy about. That we're only paying $20 a month, or we had the 2-year thing, or I don't care, whatever you use. But at the end of the day, we are getting sweet games, and they keep bringing in new studios. They keep bringing in Rachel's favorite studios in, and which Rachel is really happy about. They keep bringing in more stuff, and they're trying to get that place better for us to play and enjoy the games. And that's what we gotta care for. Play games, have fun, right, chat? That's what we gotta care for. Let's go. K-Sale, what's up? Good morning, K-Sale. How you doing, my brother? What's up? What's up? What's up? This generation is Xbox best generation ever. This is the generation with less games. Skipping it, we are getting more JRPGs than ever. Yep, that's what we gotta say. I mean, look, on the positive side, that's what they're doing. They're actually really cooking out there, which is a good thing. They're really cooking. I mean, look, there's more positive on the Xbox than negative. That's the truth. We can't be that person who's going to go out there and just destroy the company for just that one negative. No, there's more positive stuff than the negative on the Xbox. The thing is that if they don't go out there, talk about it. If they don't go out there and say it, well, we're going to be here talking about it, but it gets to a point where we're like, hey, we need that ammo. Talk, say, bring it, fight them, kill them. Especially those guys that bring up so many negative stuff, like they went out there and said the Centurion forgot what's up, Louis. You feeling better today? Yeah, I'm starting to feel better, brother. I'm starting to feel better. I'm starting to feel better. I'm starting to feel better. Like today, for example, doesn't hurt as much. Yesterday was hurting. Like around man, I went to bed really late last night. Last night I had an awful night. Because first off, I watched Willow. It's been a while since I watched Willow. Willow's a cool movie, but yeah, I was watching Willow and I had an issue with the Xbox that even Mouse Dumpere had the same issue. And that we couldn't log in. But this morning I turned it on and everything was working fine. Logged in my Xbox, everything was working okay. So I couldn't play Helldivers last night. So yeah, I sat there watched Willow, and then like around 12 or no 11:30, I said, you know what, I'm going to my room and go to bed. So I went to bed and the stomach was just that pain right there, man. It was just killing me. It was killing me. It was killing me. Louis, get him, Louis, get him, get him, get him. I mean, look, that's the truth, though. I mean, the Xbox got to come on and throw some punches. I mean, if I was Microsoft, I would hire the Wendy's guy that's on Twitter. That's the only thing I need. Get the Wendy's guy from Twitter. Get him and let him cook with Xbox. Oh Lord. But yeah, painful experience. Painful experience, you say, guys. Painful experience. Louis got bars. No, I'm not a big rapper though, but I just talked it. Look, Louis, is MS ever going to buy another studio? It's been a while. Well, Jesse James, let me tell you something about that. Why don't we focus? I remember me and TJ had the same discussion. I told TJ this. I said, TJ, listen, when you go in and buy big things, right? It's like if let's say for example, tomorrow Walmart hires me and tells me, Louis, I want you to fix Walmart for me. Let's say Walmart was in a mess and they buy me and say, Louis, I want you to fix Walmart for me. Not only this, Walmart, I want you to fix the 10 Walmarts that are here. It's nearly let's say 5,000 employees all put together, right? It takes time to get those Walmarts to be working the same way, to have the same pace in order to get better. So when Microsoft bought ABK and Microsoft, um, you got to take care of your gut, Mike. Yeah, I gotta change. And not only that, I'm eating more healthier, man. But it was painful. It was painful, man. It was just the thing was Centurion. I ate a salmon on Sunday or a tuna. I don't know which one of those both because the sushi came with both of them. So it was one of those that tasted kind of funky. And I was like, man, this thing, when I saw it, I was like, this, it was a nasty feel. And after that, like during the day, I started to get the tummy ache. So I think it was the salmon. But bringing it back in though, if you go out there and buy companies, right, it takes you a while to fix things, especially for Microsoft. I mean, they went in there, bought Activision Blizz, they bought Bethesda, they bought all these guys. Look for example, look at the pacing of Obsidian. Obsidian's got such a good pacing. It's because they're well organized. Now, what you got to do is you got to sit down and organize all these studios to have that pacing like Obsidian has. And if you do that, you can go out there and buy something else. But for now, nope. Not only that, Jesse James, remember one thing. Right now, and no joke, the industry, the video game industry, I've talked about this many times, is in a massive problem. I mean, right now we're getting talks about PlayStation, making a console with a smaller storage. And if they do deliver on that, that means they want to get up the console sales up even more. Because to be honest, though, everyone has what's it called? Everybody has like a goal, right? Like for example, PlayStation needs to sell hardware, right, to get that money back, and they have that goal and say, okay, I want to sell for this generation. I want to sell at least 120 million, 130 million, or let's say 150 million because the PS2 sold 150 million, and that's why they set up these goals and try to get there. And now with the way life is and how expensive things are, because that's something that's happening, and not only that, people also losing the trust on these companies themselves. Because I got to tell you something, it's kind of weird. I mean, when you sit down and you think and you see this, it's kind of weird that you have still like between 45 to 50 million PS4 players out there that have not decided to upgrade to the new console. Don't you guys find that weird? Same goes for Xbox, though. I mean, there's a lot of users out there still in the Xbox One era that have not upgraded to the Series X and S. Don't you guys find that weird? Hmm. And you know who those guys are? Those are the guys that literally upgrade when the console comes out and it's at a lower price. That's when those guys do the jump. And this generation didn't happen. So I don't know if that's gonna come up and around. I know that Grand Theft Auto will probably push some console sales 100%. And it's kind of funny because I love the PlayStation guys that say, well, GTA is going to push the console sales. Incredible. You guys went from saying that exclusives were the thing that makes the console sales. Now you're waiting on a third party game to push your consoles. Wow. Amazing, huh? And that's why when I sit there and I look at the ABK I say, well, look, ABK actually taught us a lot. Told us that the exclusive talk was all garbage. Because, I mean, look at them now. Look what they're saying. Yeah, GTA will be the savior of the PS5. Well, why can't it be Horizon? Why can't it be Helldivers? Why can't it be God of War? Why can't it be Last of Us? Because you told us the exclusives sell consoles, but it seems like it doesn't. So yeah, I mean, if I was Microsoft, I'll wait a while. The industry is in a big mess right now. There's no rush for us to go or say, okay, let's go buy a studio. You can't do that now. There's a big problem. So organize your studios first. Get them in a good pace, like they did with Obsidian. I mean, look at the guys from what's it called? Uh, David Jaffe's Double Fine. I mean, look what Double Fine. I mean, Double Fine is also doing a good job. Now we're getting Keeper in what is it, October? We're getting Keeper in October, even though it's a small game, but it's a game that they're delivering. We had what's it called? And they're still working on a big game too. They even said it. What's that game called? Psychonauts 2, we had it in 2021, wasn't it? Was it 20? Yeah, it was 2021. We had Psychonauts 2. So yeah, they're actually having a good pace. So that's what I mean, though. Once you get the studios in a good pace to develop games, then you can focus on buying something new. But as of now, with the way the industry is, they can't go out there and pick things, especially when they got the investors breathing behind their backs. They really do have investors saying, "Hey, bro, they really do have." It. That's why they went out there and canned. One of the major reasons why they canned what's it called, Perfect Dark, and also what's the other one? Perfect Dark and Everwild. Yep. Citrus forgot says, I believe that game devs are complicated things by using the latest, greatest tech. Why not just improve the available tools? Otherwise, it just cause issues on current consoles and PC builds. Listen, Tim Sweeney the other day came out and talked about Unreal 5, and he said that the devs still are not learning how to manage Unreal Engine 5, and now he's sending people out there to show them. And at the end of the day, though, I remember reading an article. If I can find a damn article, man, I really need that article. That article was such a good article. I remember I read in 2020, right before the generation started, there was some third party that was saying, "You see this tech on these consoles, we're not going to use it all. We're going to take advantage of all at it because it's too expensive." ID tech now is trash because of race scamming's required. Damn. Yeah, I mean, listen, I do think Fable is going to be delivered. I mean, we saw some trailers about it, and we didn't catch the cancel. You know that it got canceled. So I really do think Fable is going to be delivered. I really do, and I really hope so. Microsoft, don't let me wrong on this one. I'm being honest. We got to say it that way. It's the truth, man. I mean, it's cooking. It's cooking. It's cooking. But what else is happening out there? We already talked about the 5 minute playing game, which I was laughing my ass off when I heard everybody grabbing into it, saying, "Ah!" You know. Let's see. What else is cooking? Oh, here you go. Pre-order on Amazon. Let's go see what is this all about. Yo mama. You couldn't find that page. Oh, data breach, huh? Assholes. Let's see if I can find it on PC. No, you couldn't find. Oh. Then why are you putting this out here? Hmm. Ah, chat, we're getting a Superman sequel called Superman Man of Tomorrow. There you go. We got a new Superman game, guys. Canceling Fable will cause a lot of people to leave Xbox. Oh, Lord. I mean, chat, would you guys leave Xbox if they cancel Fable? I'm being honest, though. Would you leave it? I mean, I'll be honest with you. If it's canceled, listen, if it's canceled, of course, I would be like, what the hell? Pissed off and say what I got to say. But I got to tell you something, though. At the end of the day, this is what I hope for. This is my only guy right here. This is who I care about. This little thing right here. This is my wallet. And if Game Pass still's going, I'm still saving money. I'm there, man. I'm there. I'm gonna save my money. Cause hell, I mean, look at. I gotta show you guys something that I was like, damn. Look, take a look at this. 2K. So I read yesterday on the news that 2K is going to start giving support to two games. Let me see so I can set you an example with this. Hold on 1 second, John. Let me see if I can find that news. Yeah, like for example, 2K stopped giving its support to NBA the other day. NBA 2K NBA 23 also removed the 2K launcher from all supported devs. Team Epic Game Store beginning November 19. That was one game. I remember there was like a golf game, and I think it was PGA Tour or something. I don't remember which one it was that they said they were going to stop giving support. So that's the thing, though. Like for example, these games are on Game Pass. Hey, if I can buy it for cheap dollar roll, hey, and they stop giving it support, I'll be like, well, I didn't spend the $70. I'd be like, damn it, it's a lot of money spent there for them just to stop giving support. That's how it is. Yeah, but here's the thing though. I wouldn't like if they cancel Fable. I'd just say okay, it's been canceled. That's it. I wouldn't be pissed off about it. Be like okay. I mean, I would be pissed off, yeah, but at the end of the day, I gotta vote for my wallet, man. That's the one I gotta take care of for my wallet. That's all I care for. Yeah, it was 2019 PGA. There you go. Thank you for that, Matrix. Yeah, they're gonna start giving support to those games. So yeah, like I was saying though, if they start giving that support, that's it. You know, it's done for. So I don't know if you can still keep the game or still can play it. I don't know if you can still, keep on going with it. The service gets shut down or anything. I don't know. That is the honest question because I know there's not going to be any more online with it. But hey, at the end of the day, though, it's one of the reasons why I get scared of paying $70 for these games because if they kill the support, then that's it. Look at Friday the 13th the game. I'll give you an example here. Chat, take a look at this. What's in my wallet? Well, in my wallet, I have 5 credit cards, my license, my gun license. I got everything. My wallet rules. It holds a lot of cards. So let me give you a sweet example. Damn you, Xbox, why do we have to reboot yesterday, Ali? Oh, let me bring the camera towards me. Sorry about that, chat. My Visa card, yeah. All right. Chat, let me show you this prime example. I don't know if you guys can see the screen, but what are the quick tips? Do not give me quick tips. Stop. All right, let's go. My Xbox has decided to reboot on me like an asshole. Wait a minute. Okay, that's my play history. Okay, no. Hey! There we go. Here it is. Okay, chat. Let me show you this prime example. All right. So we have Friday the 13th the game right here. There you go. Right here on launch. It's launching. You guys see it? Yeah, I guess you guys can right here. But yeah, the game launches, right? Everything works fine. But when I hit 8 to play the game, start. Database login failure. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's it. I can't play the game anymore, chat. I don't remember how much it cost back in the day, but shit, I can't play it. There you go. But chat, that's how it is these days. And the funny thing is, I still haven't installed. I have not given hope up saying, please, one day, get this game going. But that's not going to happen. It's just not. I'm sorry. This is not. That's not going to happen, chat. That's not going to happen. That's how it is, chat. No more Friday the 13th the game. No. And not only that, it also has like if you can play with Jason and kill the bots, which I really enjoy doing that, but you can't do it anymore. So, yeah. Oh man. So chat, listen up. The crazy ones gotta go. Why? Gotta do some errands. Yep, I gotta do some errands, chat. I gotta do some errands. I gotta do a couple things. Because life is like that. Who the hell's running to me? Oh, I said, okay, my bad. Just saw who wrote to me. Every game needs an offline mode. Yeah, they do. I agree with you, Matrix, because, it did have an offline mode. Like, you can go in, face the bots, beat them up, and do all that stuff, but you just cannot log in the game. They just said, we'll quit doing support. And the game is still installed on my console. I don't want to delete it because, I'll be pretty depressed if I delete it. And that's the funny thing. That's the only game, chat, this is funny, though. The only game I had installed since it came out has been Friday the 13th game. That's it. I did not delete that game. Because when I was in the mood, I said, let me jump in and, beat up turn some heads over, beat them up. I love that game to death. That was one of my favorite games, man. No joke. Even though it got some bad scores, but hey, it was fun. Wow. You had to play with friends. But chat, listen up. Like I said, I gotta go. So chat, before I go, tell me what you've all been playing, chat. I mean, like I said, I've just been playing Helldivers. I've been having a blast. I gotta get around Expedition 33. I hope I can get around to it before this weekend to finish that damn game, get out of the way, because right now I'm just locked in with Helldivers. I'm having so much fun. I almost put 2 days into gameplay. It's been real fun. I'm almost level 25. I'm pretty soon getting the vehicles, pretty soon getting the robot. And man, once I get all that stuff, I'm gonna be running in there kicking some ass with that vehicle and that robot. But what you all been playing? Tell me. You're inside. I don't let you play games you can't control the outcome of the situation. Okay, then don't play them, man. Play your single player games, man. Have fun. Have fun. There's so many single player games to play. It's crazy. I mean, let's take a gander how many single players there is right now for you to play. It's just a never ending story with those single player games. Just tons, tons. I mean, you even got Shinobi out there. Shinobi is a pretty cool game. It may be tough, but hey, it's pretty cool. Been playing right now in the Division 2. Nice, Matrix. Good games, good games. I know Mandalorian Martin was playing Helldivers the other day. He jumped in and he killed me 100 times with those bombs. I said, Mandalorian, stop bombing me. And also, a group of his friends were shooting all the hell bombs all over the place and blowing me up into pieces. Seriously. And my experience yesterday with Helldivers 2 was we went to the beach. There's this level that looks like a beach. And these MFers, they dig into the sand. I'm not kidding you, Chad. They dig into the sand and they come up from beneath you and grab you. Oh, Lord. They will tear you up. It sucks. But yeah, they do that. Those bugs in Extreme, oh, Lord. Oh, man. Uh-oh. I played that map. I said, I'm not playing this map ever again. I'm out of here. And also, you get a diesel truck that goes like 2 miles per hour and does some things. Oh, Lord. Check it up on my message. I gotta do something today, so I know. I gotta go to my aunt's and I gotta pick up something else too. Yeah, it's addictive. It's addictive. It's addictive. But the point is, like, after you unlock everything, like, what goes next though? Like, just play to unlock armors and stuff like that. That's it. Because that's the thing that I'm like, you know, that's the thing that actually intrigues me. And Black Myth, nice. How's Black Myth? Because all I hear is it looks ugly. All I hear it looks ugly. Like I read that, yeah, I think it looks ugly. You see how Sophie Turner. Let's see what else real quick. Chronos Rundown at a 78? That's crazy. Looks like a good game. But chat, thank you all for hanging out with me today. Thank you all for super chats. Thank you all for memberships, chat. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. I love you guys to death. And man, I can't wait for tomorrow morning because I know we have a place to showcase later on, which it's only James Bond, so we're just watching and we'll talk about it tomorrow. I don't know if that showcase happened because I've been so busy. I don't know if they showed something today. I don't know if it was for today or for later. I don't know. It was supposed to be announced. Isn't there like a state of play today? Let me see. New PlayStation States of Play. Is it like a new one? Next state of play. Oh, announced. Watch it today. Let me see now. Oh, it's at 2 p.m. So yeah, I won't be home to watch it. I gotta do some errands. It's almost 2 p.m. But anyway, they'll chat. I'll watch it later on. See what's going on with that. We'll talk about it tomorrow morning on Good Morning Crazy Little Game. That's what we're gonna do. We'll talk about it and anything else that pops up. So, chats, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also hit that bell so it can tell you when XBI content comes on. And guys, have a beautiful and an awesome Wednesday. And as always, I will see you guys on the Xbox International Podcast at 7 p.m. ET with Sound Blow the Big Plume and Silent Cypher. If we do come back, of course, because I'm still waiting for them. And on Fridays, they invite me if they don't. XPI en Español at 7 p.m. ET with El Vecelicita Metal Berserker. And last but not least, good morning with Crazy Little Gaming when I send the signal over there on Twitter X, Blue Sky, Discord, and YouTube. And that's where you gotta hit that bell so you can know when the crazy one comes on. Talk about what's happening in the gaming news world. Have a beautiful day, you guys, and I will see you guys, if not later on tonight, let's see, if not tomorrow morning on Good Morning with Crazy Little Gaming. Bye, y'all. Have an awesome one. Ha, 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 ha.